Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another weekly edition of Timeout Talks with Ben and Josh, streaming on the one and only Kirk Minahan Show Network, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and of course, Rumble. Timeout Talks is brought to you by Chase and Throw's custom t-shirts and accessories, the Ice Shaker, Make It Mac, and of course, we are proudly a part of the Kirk Minahan Show Network. Ben, we are back. Big Ben DeVosta is back this week. We are going to be talking some Euros. We're going to talk some. Of course, I don't want to talk about this, but Red Sox beating down on the Yankees with another series win. You guys have got, 4 wins to our 2 wins this year, beating us in New York. So we'll talk about that. And, of course, as Ben reminded me of, we got some NBA news to talk about. Paul George is on a new team. We'll dive into that a little bit, some early odds for that. We've got some Summer Olympics for the basketball, men's USA team. But first, we're going to kick it off, all things Euro, Spain. I mean, Ben, I'm going to turn it over to you because I know that people want to hear from you. But this team is just on a collision course, Ben. I said it from the beginning. This is my team that I think is going to win it all. I know that they just did what they had to do against France. They went down 1-0 today, corralled 2 goals, came back, and they are going to await the winner of this Netherlands and England matchup. But Ben, I hate to say it, as much as I'd like to see Netherlands and England, I think Spain's going to take it all, Ben. I don't even think it matters.
Yep, sorry, Josh. It was a little buffer Ben. A little buffer Ben right there. It's still going on. We're working through it. A little buffer Ben, Josh. Welcome everyone back, but appreciate all that. That was Spain. I mean, that game was great today, Josh. Kind of missed that second half of it, of what you asked right there. But I'm gonna go that England-Netherlands matchup. That's an intriguing one too. I know everyone's got their feelings about England and whatnot, but I mean Spain. I mean, you mean that 16-year-old Josh? I mean, the youngest guy ever scoring the Euros, 16-year-old. Can you imagine that, being 16 years old and scoring like that?
Insane.
It's kind of crazy, but no. So they're kind of my favorites now. They're my favorites, Josh. I think Spain's just a little far in ahead of everyone else, especially what they did against Germany. But so far, just been great Euros. Sorry for your Portugal, Josh. I mean, hey. Yeah, tough PKs over there. João Felix feeling it over there for them. Real Madrid fans, they're loving it. They're loving it for Ronaldo. They're hating him for Ronaldo, actually. Barcelona fans loving him for it. But honestly, Josh, I think I'm all on Spain. I'm loving what they're doing. They're just the deepest team, most well-balanced team over here. So I'm loving this Spain matchup and just what they've done against France and Germany. I'm excited, but like you said, that was an intriguing matchup. England versus Netherlands. Netherlands got a great defense over there, led by Virgil van Dijk. Can England finally get it done, Josh? That's gonna be a good question. It'll be a good question over there. I might go Netherlands, Josh. I might go Netherlands.
They've got Cody Gakpo, of course, Memphis Depay, and as you mentioned, pretty good back help there in the the left back, center backs, and I mean this Netherlands team, Ben. I know earlier on in the group stages they were all over the place. They went from not even getting in potentially to that 3rd place spot. They get in, they rack up a couple wins, they beat Turkey in a crazy game. I want to agree with you, but I think I'm going to lean to England. It's just it's in the English cards, Ben. They went to, what was it? I'm pretty sure they were in the Euro finals last time against Italy, if I'm not mistaken. And even if they weren't in that, I'm pretty sure they were in the World Cup finals and lost.
They were there.
But this team with Southgate running the charge has just talk about the Cowboys always underwhelming and just can't meet to the expectations. This is your English team. Big matchup tomorrow at 3, Ben. I'm going to go Jude Bellingham in England. I think they're going to get it done. Shout out my guy Saka as well. Harry Kane, of course, one of the best strikers and best finishers in the world. I think they're going to get it done, and I'm going to go with 2-1. I think it's going to be another 2-1 game, flip-flop, and you're going to see Spain and England in the finals, and Spain's going to win it all. They haven't lost a game. They won 3 games in the group in their group spot. Sorry, I'm having like a weird aneurysm here. In their group spot, they won 3 games, 9 points, and then
I
from
got
there,
what you were saying.
smooth sailing. Ben, it barely went to penalty kicks. Everything has just been a dominant win in dominant fashion. Ben, I think Spain's going to win it all, and I think it's going to be Spain in England. It's just it's too easy for me to. I have to take it, Ben. I have to.
I know. Listen, I gotta go with the opposite. We gotta disagree a little on that one. I think the Netherlands, like you said, Cody Gakpo, Memphis Depay, they just got a solid attack over there. England always finds a way to blow it, Josh. Like you said, Italy, that was last year. You're right. They were in the Euros the last time around against them in the finals. Lost a tough PK. My guy, as you mentioned, Saka had a rough one, a rough PK in there. But shout out to him and Arsenal for that. You can forget about the England team. As long as he wins trophies for Arsenal, I'm good with that. But I'm going to have to go to Netherlands, Josh. Like I said, England always finds a way to blow it. They got so much talent, and they still just always fall short of expectations. I think they're going to continue in that trend. But yeah, I think it just doesn't matter either way. I mean, Spain's so far ahead, so deep over there. They got such good midfield. I mean, led by Rodri. You got the 16-year-old Yamin, Ferran Torres, Jose. The team's deep, Josh. The team's deep. Great goaltending, goalkeeping, I should say. Excuse me. I'm still in hockey mode. And Ajax from Australia. I appreciate that. Yeah, listen, that would be a really good one too. I wouldn't be upset with that either way. Like you said, we gotta root against England. Gotta root against them. Nothing wrong with them, but we got them.
It's funny because I actually as weird as it is, I actually would want them to win. Yeah, Rob hopping in, and Sunday. That's gonna be so. By the time we come next week, we've off and running speed show today. We're wrapping up the Euros 2024 talk, and we're wrapping up the Euros in total. We've got big matchup tomorrow. As we mentioned, Spain ousting France, scoring 2 goals to get that job done. Netherlands, England tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Unfortunately, I will not be able to watch live, but of course, I'll be keeping up with it. And that big matchup sets up for Sunday's primetime clash, 3 o'clock. Big matchup to win it. Winner takes all. European champions, either Spain, Netherlands, or England. We will find out. So by the time next week, we'll kind of recap, give our thoughts on that. But Ben, I thought you said it perfectly. It's just, I don't know. It's very easy to root against England, and I kind of want them to win. They're kind of like my second choice with Portugal going out, but I do see where people are coming from. Just being U.S. and part of USA who crashed out super early. Very disappointing. I mean, England, excuse me. Canada's still in it. It's just, I don't even know. But tough pill to swallow. And speaking of tough pills to swallow, Ben, moving forward, the Yankees. I mean, what? Oh, Yankees. This guy, home run machine all year, just kind of went missing in this series. Game 1, you're up, what was it, 5-3, or you're up 3-1. You're up 3-1 game 1. You literally have 2 outs. The count is 3-2. And every single time I watch Clay Holmes pitch, he lets up. He literally blows the game. Like it's literally been 3 times in a row that I've watched him. He has blown the game or almost blown the game, and it's tied, and then we go to extras. He's not an all-star. He should not be our closer. I will say that till I'm blue in the face. I know James and Trevor, who one of my close friends, I don't know. 2 Trevors that I know both think that he is fine. I don't think so. But Ben, it's the Dever show. 16 home runs against the Yankees. Pretty sure, or in Yankee Stadium. Either way, it's just that closers can't finish it. The bats are cold right now, and the Red Sox are hot at a very good time to be hot right now, Ben, leading up into that All-Star break. And this is what's going to lead it to me. This question for you, Ben. I know you want to talk about the fact that you beat up on my Yankees, but do the Red Sox buy or sell at the deadline?
I think it would just stay, Josh. Don't do anything because I don't want to buy and just give up too much of this, stock or in this farm system that we have over here. Because I don't really trust these owners, Josh. I don't really trust anyone's going on with this Red Sox management. some of the stuff they're doing. But I say we just stay even. It's a fun team to watch. We're pulling out some of these fun games that we shouldn't be, that people don't expect us to win. Obviously, yeah, with like a couple arms in the bullpen. Terrence has been great for us, a closer. We don't need a closer, but I'd like a couple more relief pitchers, maybe some just helping the rotation. But it's just being a little picky, Josh. I think for the Red Sox, let's just grind out this season, do what we can, and then actually sort of go all in next season. Start buying, start paying some of these players, actually start making some money moves. You don't need to be saving all this money, Josh, for Liverpool and these other teams. We can focus on the Red Sox. It doesn't need to just be another sort of portfolio asset for these guys. But right now, I just think, see, Jackson's right. He's not buying. He's not buying. But I just, looking at sort of what's up ahead, Josh. I believe I said a couple of weeks ago too, and hey, this Yankees series has made me a believer in the Red Sox again. I mean, I've always believed it, but like I said, this is just a fun team. So it's a fun team to watch out there. But with the Orioles and Yankees ahead, I know you said the Yankees are slumping. The Yankees are struggling, obviously. But I still think they're a little ahead of us. I think the record just says it. I don't think we'll be able to catch the Orioles and Yankees. So I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay even, Josh. I'm going to stay. Don't buy, don't sell. Let's just have this fun team. Let's ride out this year. Have a little fun with it.
For sure, Ben. And it's something that, it's interesting because I was listening to James. He came on last 2 weeks ago for a little bit there, and he made a really good point. I asked him, I said, do the Red Sox buy? Do they sell? It's kind of been the talk of the town right now. I know Jack Flaherty's been thrown out. I know some other bullpen arms are kind of guys that, are being pushed into the trade deadline. There's some big bats. You never know. Do the Red Sox make a big move? James said it perfectly, and I couldn't agree with him anymore. I think that they're going to buy low. They might go and get like a utility guy or, just some type of rotational piece, maybe some more arms in the bullpen or maybe another starter. Maybe they do go out and get Jack Flaherty, which would be a big piece for them. Aside from that, though, I couldn't agree with you and Jackson anymore. I don't think that John Henry and company is buying. And I know everybody says, oh, Chaim Bloom and Craig Breslow. It's not them. It's not fully them. As much as I think Chaim Bloom is an idiot, it is all on the manager. It's all on the upper class there. It all starts at ownership, and that's kind of where it ends. The owners don't want to pay, and it's coming out of their pocket, Ben. It's not like the NFL where it ain't coming out of their pocket. It's coming out of the salary cap. Nope. In the end, MLB, it's coming out of their pocket. They don't want to pay. As you mentioned, he's too focused on Liverpool, and who knows? Maybe he's going to try and stick his hand into buying the Celtics in a few years. You never know. Hopefully that does not happen. But aside from that, I think the Red Sox have to buy low. I think that they can be contenders. And even as Ben mentioned too, maybe you just leave it. Maybe you stand pat. I'm looking at the standings right now. Started off the season, we were thinking, the Red Sox expectations are super low, very, very low. You're a game and a half, up from the Kansas City Royals in the wild card. So the Yankees and Red Sox are both in the wild card, and the Yankees are 4.5 games above the Red Sox from the wild card. I mean, this is what aggravates me with the Yankees is that, 4.5 games, 4 games, 4.5, This is what aggravates me with the Yankees is that they should not be on the same level as the Red Sox right now. They've got way more talent. They've invested way more time into their team. And it just shouldn't happen, Ben. I know Garrett Cole's coming off, he's having issues, and he big Cy Young Award winner last year. And I know he struggles historically against the Red Sox. And I know he was out for half the year this season, but it doesn't matter. Just beat the Red Sox. Find a way to do it. I don't know, Ben. A little more than halfway over into the show. We're talking Red Sox. Soon we're going to be switching it over to some NBA takes. And again, I want to get your take on that. Maybe potential John Henry buying the Celtics. We'll get to that in a minute. But Red Sox pushing for that wild card spot. They're in that wild card spot. They're pushing for a playoff spot, I should say. And they've got an interesting series right now, which when I say interesting, I mean interesting on the fact that they can gather some more wins, although they're down 1-0 right now against the A's, but they go A's. So they just played the Yankees. They go A's, Royals, Dodgers. So I want to throw something interesting out there too as well. Royals are also couple games behind you. So you can either get a nice little lead in the wild card standings, or things can make it a little bit closer. So that'll be an interesting little series there, Ben, going right into the All-Star break. Royals, Red Sox. I mean, they're literally right on your tail.
Yeah, and like you mentioned too with the A's, yeah, that's already down 1-0. And this is a series that makes me want to just stay in the middle, because we could be buyers and everything, but already down 1-0 to the A's. I know it's early, but these are the games we got to win, and we're already blowing it. So that's why with this team, let's just stay. Let's keep the prospects. Let's keep everything together, because if we can't beat them, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, we got it up right there. I got to take advantage of this A's series, and like you said, I mean, if we get some games just up against the Royals, let's just sort of build that lead against them. Keep it going from there. I didn't realize we weren't that far behind the Yankees right there, Josh. I thought there was a little
4.5,
a little more of a sort of gap in between there, but I didn't know 4.5. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous. They should not be in this situation. I know.
No, I'll take it, Josh. I'll take that one. No, so I mean, hey, for the Red Sox, I'll take it. Still buffering, so
that's all right there, Ben. Hey, we gotta move forward. Red Sox got some big games coming up against the A's, down 1-0. Anything can happen, anything can change. Yankees as well, back on the mound tonight. Got interesting series against the Orioles. So you talk about a lot of change that can happen within the division. But moving forward, we talked a little bit about just the landscape of the NBA. One of the biggest moves, and again, Ben, I'm going to say, we know the Celtics, they're bringing a lot of players back into town, re-signed Jason Tatum, bringing back Derek White, got Sam Hauser back on a cheap deal. I mean, they're literally bringing everybody back, got Tillman back. They're just pushing all their chips in to the 2025 season, 2024/2025 season, based off what they did this past year and the hosting that trophy. But Ben, the landscape in the East changed a little bit with Paul George announcing a huge contract to the Philadelphia 76ers. Ben, does this push the 76ers, one, above the Celtics, and two, who is the biggest threat to the Celtics?
No, I don't think it pushes them above the Celtics. I'm still going to give it to the Bucks, Josh, and it doesn't give them the biggest threat, even though this is a huge upgrade from James Harden. Listen, James Harden was done over there. You need another guy with Maxey and Embiid, because Embiid's a little injury prone and Maxey wasn't ready yet. So I think this is a perfect trio over there in Philly. I'm going to be scared of this one, Josh. Everyone knows a little divisive on the Paul George debate. Everyone, but ultimately, I'm going to give it to the Bucks. I'm still going to give it to the Bucks. I think they're our biggest threat. But for the Sixers right now, I'd be rejoicing. I'd be pretty happy with this squad we got going. I think they can go toe-to-toe with all of us.
Oh, for sure. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I couldn't agree with you anymore. I still think the Celtics are the top dog. And then, I don't know. It's between them, the Knicks. I like the Mikal Bridges over there to the Knicks, giving up a lot of capital draft picks. But again, draft picks in the NBA don't always mean as much as they do in the NFL. But I think the Celtics bringing the band back together is exactly what you would have wanted. Me and Ben were saying this weeks ago. I mean, right the second we won the trophy, the very next day, we got on the podcast and we were talking about how the Celtics should just bring back the squad, run it back turbo. And they did, or / are going to. But, hey, the East is interesting. I just want to throw this one out there as well. Every team, I want to say for the past 8 seasons, has not made it past the second round after winning a championship. So we'll see. It's a little challenge there for the Celtics. I was watching a TikTok video that said, or a Facebook video that said, it was one guy predicting the Celtics were going to win the championship for the next 5 years, and they were going to play the Nuggets this next year. So we'll see. All the chips are back. And one of the biggest storylines, Ben, I mean, the only thing we really have to worry about is the fact that we might have new ownership. And that might not even kick in till 2028, 2029.
Just as, like you said, Josh, earlier too, Austin. I'll give Austin credit for that one. Good that doesn't kick in for a while, but just as long as it's not John Henry. Don't give me anybody over there. Give me somebody else. Hey, the Grossbeck's been doing a great job of it, but just give me anybody but John Henry, Josh. I just don't want anybody like that touching it. Maybe Elon Musk. Elon Musk selling those shares, Josh. That'd be a little interesting. That was a little conspiracy theory thrown out there on 98.5, but ultimately, just give me everybody. Just give me anyone else but John Henry. I was surprised by it. I was surprised they wanted to get out now. I thought this is the start of something. This is the start of a dynasty, but maybe they just wanted to pay everybody Josh and get out the way because we're paying a lot of big salaries right now on the Celtics.
Interesting question here. I think he's going to stay. But I'm going to turn it over to Ben.
Yeah, I think ultimately he stays too. He's tried his hand at everything. He's won his championships. It's a great question too. Great question for Jackson, but he's tried it all. He's got his little super team over there in Brooklyn. He won the championship with the Warriors, did his thing with the Thunder, obviously. Kind of went backwards in that one, but I think he stays with the Suns. Ultimately, you got Booker. You got Booker over there. You got a solid little crew. Yeah, you just got to build him and Booker. He's still formidable in the West. The West is just so many teams out there. You never know who's going to win in any year. So I think ultimately just stay in Phoenix because I don't know where else he would fit, Josh. I don't know. Maybe he wants to go team up with LeBron somewhere. I don't know if he wants to do that, but I think ultimately he just stays in Phoenix, and I don't see anywhere else. I mean, maybe I don't think anyone else really has the money or need for it right now. This league's pretty spread out with talent, and I think KD, he just stays ultimately with the Suns.
Yeah, it's just I don't see him going to the Rockets. Like, if he goes to Houston, H-Town, does that really progress him back to the championship title? Hey, they've got a great young team, but again, I don't think that's the move they're trying to make, Ben. I think they're trying to get younger, and again, no knock on KD. We know he's one of the best, prolific, probably one of the best pure scorers we've ever seen, maybe the best we've ever seen. Up for debate, but. Again, just a guy who I wouldn't want in the locker room to kind of lead and corral, Porter Jr. and Alperen Sengun and Jalen Green. I don't know, just not the guy I would want to pair there. And I think to Jackson's question and to your point, and as I've also said, I think he stays in Phoenix with the Suns, Devin Booker and him. Try to make something happen. The West is getting interesting, though. You got Clay moving over to Dallas. Dallas, I think, is still a little bit ahead of the Suns. If you're looking at the Suns, also looking at Warriors changing their dynamic a little. Do the Lakers get better? It's kind of all over the place, Ben. And another little interesting story point here that we need to talk about is Bronny. Bronny to the Lakers. At first, I was thinking, Jared was kind of getting in my head. He made a good point. He said, this is a guy who suffered the cardiac issues last year. He didn't have the greatest run for USC in his 1 year there. But again, most freshmen aren't going to come boasting onto the scene and drop 29 to 30 points, unless you're Cooper Flagg, who looks unbelievable. Says he's going to sign with Duke. He's been killing the USA national team. Just want to throw that one out there in the practices. So
good call, Josh.
Unless you're Cooper Flagg, you're not going to run onto the scene and onto the campus and start taking things over. But I don't hate it, Ben. It's a second-round pick. He's going to develop with the team. And as Jared mentioned, for a second-round pick, the best you hope he is maybe he turns into a Caldwell Pope or some great role player, which I'm not saying he's going to, but maybe he turns into a great role player and can flourish under his father, who's arguably the best, if not the best player in the National Basketball Association history. So I don't know, Ben. I know a lot of people like James hate it. I don't have a problem with it. I don't think he's going to boast onto the scene and be great. I think he'll be kind of a G League guy, and he'll be fine. He'll go to the Lakers. They'll keep LeBron James happy, and I don't think that the Lakers will miss the playoffs next year. But I saw Jackson had that question. But Ben, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'll answer Jackson's too. I don't think they'll miss the playoffs. LeBron's not missing the playoffs over there. That's a good one. That's a good question too, Jackson. I like that. Jackson killing it today. Shout out Jackson. But ultimately, yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm with you and Jared on that one, Josh. I don't have a problem with it. A second round pick, 55th overall. Yeah, it's worth the shot. I'm just kind of confused why Rich Paul and then we're calling around saying like, don't draft him. We're going to use it. He's not going to play for you guys. He'll go to Australia. There really wasn't that much interest in Bronny. I don't think any teams were really trying to get after him. And like you guys said, like Jared pointed out too, Jared, a good point. We had a tough freshman year. Sometimes players don't transition that well. Players transition a little better from the college game to the NBA. Just a little more athletic league. So you guys just rely on your athleticism a little more. But I'm a little confused with the 4 years, Josh. I don't know how we got the second round. I don't know how we got to 4 years guaranteed money. That was kind of confused. That's my only part that I really don't get. I don't know why we would be giving him any money like that, just right out the gate. A little confusing on that, but that's a good question from Jackson. I'm going to go Heat. I don't think the Heat make it.
Wow,
he goes there. Throw him under the bus.
I'm going to go Suns. I don't know what it is, but from what I liked from watching them last year, maybe they'll get into like the play-in or whatever, but I don't think they're actually going to be – I don't think they'll make it. That's a bold take. I'll say that they won't make it. I'm not crazy about them and just watching them from last year. I know they've lost some couple role players as well. Yeah, I'm going to say that they don't. It's kind of a disaster. And, hey, even if KD ends up getting traded, maybe my take gets even better. But that's kind of just my thought on that. And I just want to say before we wrap up here, thank you to everybody for tuning in. This was a fast-paced show. This is a fast special, 30-minute special. Little fast break episodes. This is what we're going to be giving to you for the summertime. Just, not too much going on in the sports world, but of course we'll be back full-fledged in the fall. And of course, we've got our predictions episodes coming up on the way. We've got some fantasy football stuff coming up on the horizon within the next month, some bold predictions. We can do some schedule takes. We've got plenty of stuff to throw at you guys. So stay tuned for that. Next week, we'll be wrapping up Euro 24, talking a little bit more NBA, some NFL stuff, keeping up with the Red Sox, Yankees. Ben, I'm going to leave it at this. Spain's going to win it all. Spain and England in the championship. I'm going to say Spain wins 1-0. Very close game. It's going to be a nail biter. Maybe even gets 1-1 and then gets to shootouts or penalty kicks, excuse me. And before we end, I'm going to leave it to this. The Yankees do something in the trade deadline. Whether you trade Rizzo, whether you trade Ben Rice, I don't know what the hell you do, but you have to do something. Move on from Stanton. I don't know what it is. Trade a prospect, trade Dominguez. I don't care. Do something. They need to fix this, Ben.
Yeah, Yankees, keep it going. Keep what you're doing right there. I like the Yankees struggling, so I'm going to have to say the opposite of Josh, but appreciate everyone sticking around. No Buffer Ben was back, so appreciate everyone sticking through all of that. Red Sox, just stay even. Don't do anything too crazy. Just keep trying to win and try to keep some of those assets. I know John Henry likes to keep them in-house and a little cheap, but hey, come on. We'll move past that. And for the Euros, Spain, Netherlands, give me Spain, Josh.